gentlemen.
If I'm Fitch, you're Abercrombie, okay? Like we're. Hi everybody, thanks for being here. What a pleasure. I don't want to make eye contact with this table. I feel like I'll turn to stone or something. I hope you guys are having fun. Yeah, my name is Tripp. That's a silly name, T-R-I-P-P. That's a goofy name. That's the kind of name where when I'm filling out a job application and I get to the box for race and ethnicity, I can leave that blank. They know. I get to the box for special skills, I write, I don't waste anybody's time, okay? I know how it is. Like I went to this bar recently, it was like a new bar with like all kinds of local stuff, and the bartender goes, what do you have? And I said, what do you think I would like? And he handed me a Sunday edition of the New York Times. That's good service. I grew up Catholic, so I'm embarrassed all the time. Like this is a true story. I was walking recently. Exciting stuff. True story. I was out walking recently. True story. And the wind picked up very suddenly, and it was blowing straight at me. The wind was gusting straight at me, and I said out loud, alone, "Oh, excuse me." I apologized to the wind. That's not even something I'll tell my therapist, because I worry she'll quit. I'm not much better with people. I'm apologizing to the wind. Like, this is another true story. I was recently turning a corner, another exciting one, okay? I was recently turning a corner, and there was a guy there. I didn't see him. And I was turning the corner, and I almost bumped into him. And when if you've ever spent any time in the Midwest, this will sound familiar. I almost bumped into him, and I went, oh, sorry. I did that. Does that sound familiar to you? Oh, sorry. That's like the white man shuffle, like the Catholic guilt. Oh, no, I'm always wrong. Oh, my God. Which that's normal for me, but then this was not normal because the guy I almost bumped into, he touched my shoulder. He was like, "It's okay, buddy. You're okay. You're okay." And that's the first time in my life I've ever felt comfortable at all. For a moment, and I went in for the hug. He made it clear he did not want to be part of my life. I'm pretty disappointed in the unvaccinated population, not because they're like, getting people sick or whatever. They are, but I don't care about that. I mean, I'm disappointed in them because it used to be like rare and exciting to meet an anti-vax person. Like if you met an anti-vax person, you were like, this is the most exciting thing that's happened to me all month. Oh my God, tell me everything. No, I need a pen and paper. Okay, why do you believe this? What else? Australia doesn't exist? Hold on, holy shit. Can we get a picture? Can I get your autograph? This is fucking amazing. Now everybody knows an anti-vax person. It's fucking boring, okay? It's not cool anymore. And they have dumb reasons for not being vaccinated. If you had a good reason, if you had an exciting reason, you're like, aliens, 5G, whatever, fine. People aren't vaccinated because they're like, it's experimental. I'm not putting an experimental vaccine in my body. Bitch, look at your body, okay? Experiments at this point are all you have left to try. Or they say things like, well, I knew this guy. This is not me, because I'm not a skeptic, but I knew this guy. He had a cousin. She had a cousin. He died, car crash, not COVID, but then before he died, he knew a guy who had this happen to him, and he also knew a guy who had this happen to him. Got the Pfizer in February, and I swear to God, 2 months later, he was having symptoms of feeling tired. It's like, that's not the vaccine, that's the passage of time. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, yeah, well, if it was up to Fauci, we'd all be passing the time or whatever you say. He's not even a doctor. He's a Jew. Can't be a Jewish doctor. I read that on Facebook. If you look at Facebook for more than 10 minutes a day, you should not be allowed to vote. There's no punchline. That's just a good policy that I'd like to propose here at Chili Line tonight. And I know that sounds harsh, but normally we restrict voting based on race. And so this is at least better than that. I don't know. Progress, right? There's a lot of people who would agree with me on this. Martin Luther King, for instance. Remember? I have a dream that one day my children will be judged not by the color of their skin, but by the content of their news feeds. That's basically what he said. That's most of what he said. All right. I've dealt with some depression, especially in the last year. I think everybody's had, issues with that. And there have been times where I've thought, like, I don't think I could be any more depressed. And then I turn on Wheel of Fortune. And if you think you can't get any more depressed, you can. Turn on Wheel of Fortune, okay? I don't know if you've watched that show recently, but if you turn it on, you'll ask yourself a few questions. For instance, this shit is still on? Who the fuck is watching this? For instance, is America a failed state? For instance, how has Pat Sajak not killed himself? He should be doing mental health seminars, not fucking hosting Wheel of Fortune every day. If you turn that show and you look into his eyes, you won't sleep for a week. That's the saddest man on earth. Every day for like 30 years, he's been playing the stupidest fucking game with the stupidest people in America. Well, I don't know, Pat. I hope I win that cruise to get on down to Tahiti. You won't, because you don't know how to spell orange, and there's 5 fucking letters up there. Well, I'd like to buy a vow. I'd like to buy a gun, okay? Bring it to the studio. Maybe show it to you. They're the stupidest people. And if you think you know how Wheel of Fortune works, but if you don't watch it every day like me, you don't know. Because you think, you're like, oh yeah, I know. They put a phrase up there, and you guess the phrase. No. You're like, it's a phrase, like everybody knows, like walking the dog or something. That would make sense. No, it's not. These phrases are like, they're like, on the day that President Jimmy Carter died, there were clouds in the sky. And then all the contestants are like, oh, clouds in the sky. I thought it was on the sky. And you're like, there's people. And Jimmy Carter isn't even fucking dead. What is this game? How is it the answer? It comes on right after Jeopardy, which is a very steep drop-off, okay? There is nothing that rivals that in the human or animal kingdoms. In terms of like exercise, if this makes sense, going from Jeopardy to Wheel of Fortune would be like going from climbing Mount Everest to going down an escalator. Does that make any sense? They were like, all right, this is a great combination of shows. At 6 p.m., we'll have a show for people who like to read recreationally. And then at 6:30, we're going to have a show for people who think cheese pizza is a vegetable. They'll love Wheel of Fortune. And then on the same trajectory, right after that, for an hour, we're just going to show a bunch of dogs licking their own assholes. It's not a game show, but it's a lot more challenging than Wheel of Fortune in a lot of ways. All right, thank you guys. This was fun. Give it up for Evan, your host, everyone's neighborhood.